Well, hey, friend, and welcome back to Life Coaching for Mompreneurs, where we ditch the hustle, reclaim our peace, and build a life that actually feels like ours again, where we win at work without losing at home. And today's episode is called Breaking Up with the Labels That Keep You Small. Because whether you realize it or not, there are labels that you're wearing right now that are no longer serving you and may even be silently limiting your growth. And I want you to break free. Welcome to Remix Moments with Martine, where we will remix your mindset one moment at a time. I'm your host, Martine Williams, and I'm here to bring you a quick burst of inspiration, insight, and a fresh spin on your mompreneur journey. In just a few minutes, we'll remix your mindset, energize your day, and keep you moving forward with purpose. Let's dive in to today's moment. So let's start with this. I want you to think about the labels that you carry, not just the ones on your business card or your Instagram bio, but the invisible ones, the ones you picked up without even knowing it, like supermom, the responsible one, boss babe, the fixer, always reliable, high performer, too emotional, not enough, too much, perfectionist, introvert, extrovert, like I could go on. These are the labels that I have heard over the years of working with women. And these labels shape how you see yourself and how you believe you're allowed to show up. And why labels can be so sneaky is they can feel like truth because they've been repeated, maybe by others or by you over and over and over again. And some of them used to serve you, right? Some of them really used to serve you well in getting to where you want to go. They got you there. They made you feel safe, successful, maybe even valuable. But now they just feel different. They feel like a cage. And you might be ready for something more, but the label is whispering, stay in your lane. Don't disappoint anyone. Don't outgrow what people expect of you. Like these are the whispers that our labels can speak to us sometimes and try to keep us where we are. And some real talk from my own story. You've heard me share my story multiple times here on the episode, but when I was leading a multi-million-dollar direct sales organization with over 28,000 women, my label was very clear: leader, achiever, energizer. And like fixer too. That would be one that I would probably have had and wearing pretty predominantly in that time, and sometimes even now. And while that labeled open doors for me, those labels opened doors for me, it also boxed me in when it no longer felt good to be those labels because I didn't feel like I had permission to slow down, to say no, to be uncertain. That's when I still have to fight through, to rest. Gotten pretty good at that. And to want something else. Gotten pretty good at that. But it took a personal wake up call and eventually burnout for me to realize that those labels don't define me. It describes a chapter, but I'm the one holding the pen now. I've always been the one holding the pen, and I can decide and choose to change that. So, what's the solution? If you're finding yourself in this place where you're living out a label and not even realizing that you're not just living it out, it's limiting you, it starts with realizing this: that labels describe you, but they don't define you. They are not your identity. You are not just a mom or a helper or the strong one. Like I remember when I was leading my team, that was a word that came up all the time. Well, I'm just a mom, or I'm just a director, or I'm just a consultant, or I'm like that word just, it completely devalues those roles. And the reason is because you're a whole woman. And you're evolving and you're expanding and you're becoming. And that is an ongoing process throughout life. And that's exactly the work I do with my one-on-one clients, because what happens is that evolving is naturally happening, but it feels like an identity crisis because you've had that label for so long that you don't know how to operate in any other label. That's why we have to be careful about labeling at all. So here's how we kind of rewrite the story. Number one, we start with illuminating their strengths and their stressors and their superpowers so that they can stop and you could stop performing and start operating from your design, not a label. When I think of labels, it's about what you do versus who you are. And that's a slippery slope, because if it's all about what you do, then it's performance versus operating from your design and who you actually are. And it's so easy. So if this is where you are, again, no shame. It's so easy to get here because it's been all about performing as a mom, all about performing as an entrepreneur or a highly ambitious working professional. But we have to stop operating from that performance loop and start operating from our natural design, not a label. Hey friend, let's talk. It's time to book your clarity call. We are going to spend 1 full hour focused on you. A clarity call isn't about pressure. It's about possibilities. It's about you. You having a space to talk through what's on your heart and mind, you walking away with a clear vision and practical next steps, and you feeling confident in what's next and how to get there. You don't need to have it all figured out. That's my job. All you need to do is show up and we'll figure it out together. This is the best hour you can invest in yourself right now. Not in 6 months from now, not next month, right now. And don't just take my word for it. Here's what one of my coaching clients had to say after working together.
I honestly cannot say enough positive things about coaching with Martine. From the very first session, I knew this was something different. The deep dive into who I am and why I operate the way I do per the ProScan results has helped me immensely and allowed me to embrace my unique qualities on various levels. I would 1000% recommend hiring her for whatever level of transformation you're looking for.
That transformation, it starts with one conversation. It's time to stop spinning your wheels and start making real progress. So head right now to martinewilliams.com or in the show notes and grab your private clarity call spot on my calendar before they're gone. And since I personally monitor my inbox, if you don't see a time slot that fits your calendar, just send me an email at martine@martinewilliams.com with 3 times that do work, and I will make it work for you. All right, friend, let's get back to the show. And the second step is we actually unpack the beliefs behind that label. Like, if I'm not the go-to girl, who am I? Right? When you start saying no and you stop being the most dependable to everyone, you're like, but who am I if I'm not her? And so that feels uncomfortable and that feels unsafe. And so you just stay there. Who am I if I am not, for me, it was like, who am I if I'm not a national executive director with 31 gifts? Right? And so answering that question, unpacking the beliefs behind the label, we uncover that answer because it's a really great question as long as you're answering it. And then the third step is rewriting the narrative. You're not stepping down from anything, you're stepping into alignment. That label no longer serves you. Like, I just want you to think about how you feel when you tell yourself, I'm a perfectionist, or when you tell yourself, I'm just a mom, or when you tell yourself, I'm Miss Dependable, or when you tell yourself, I'm an introvert or I'm an extrovert. Because in the work that I do with my clients, it's not that you're one or the other. You're not put in a box as one type. The beautiful thing about the ProScan is being able to see, yes, this is how you naturally operate in your extroversion. And some of us have higher levels of extroversion, and some of us have lower levels of extroversion in our personality. And sometimes you're required to increase your extroversion or decrease your extroversion to achieve a goal or a task. And that is the beautiful thing about understanding how to have freedom in who you are and your natural strengths, but also the flexibility to make adjustments when needed. So that helps you to step into alignment, understanding how to utilize your natural strengths, and that you are always evolving and becoming. So, what happens? What becomes possible? I love that question. What becomes possible when you drop that label? Number one, I've seen my clients make braver choices because they are so confident in who they are, not just what they do. They get their self-trust back and trusting the decisions that they're making. You're going to start showing up fully for your business, for your career, for your family, and yourself. And you're going to stop chasing and start creating. How many of you feel like you're chasing a ball right now? And that ball just keeps going faster and faster, and you hustle harder and harder and harder, versus asking the question, what becomes possible when I drop this label? Stop chasing and start creating. That's what will be that'll be a natural byproduct of this. And you don't just build success, you're building a life you actually want to live. Like I have a client that says this all the time now. It's like the grass is greener on the other side of burnout. It really is. And when you're in it, you feel like everyone is dealing with this. It's totally normal. It is common. It's common to have labels and to label yourself, but it doesn't have to be your norm. Burnout doesn't have to be your norm either. So you're not just building success for the sake of the label of success. You're building a life that you actually want to live. There is a difference. It's not a fake it till you make it. It's not a one-day strategy. One day I'll actually build a life that I want. Because here's the deal, and I've said this so many times over the 2 decades, is you're not guaranteed tomorrow. So this is not a wait and see or a one-day strategy. None of us are guaranteed tomorrow. So why not start building a life you actually want to live today? What does that look like for you? So let me ask you, what's the label that you've outgrown, but you keep wearing it because it's comfortable? What's the label you've outgrown, but you keep wearing it? Think about clothes that you've outgrown, one way or the other. You've lost weight or you gained weight, but you keep trying to wear it. It just doesn't fit. It can't go with you where you're going next. Is it keeping you from dreaming, from resting, from being the real you, not the watered down version or the other people's expected should be you? I want you to break up with it. And I want you to DM me on Instagram at Martine31Williams and let me know, like, what's coming up for you when you hear this? Or better yet, let's just talk it through. If you know you're in a season of transition and you're ready to redefine what success looks like on your terms, let's talk about it. I have a few spots open in my one-on-one coaching practice. And the first step, this is the kind of work we do, but the first step is that clarity call. And this gives you the opportunity to uncover what's next for you beyond the label. And maybe you just need the permission for 1 hour on a clarity call to take that label off and try it on. Try on a new label. Let someone listen to where you are and where you want to go next. Listen, you're listening for people all day long as a mompreneur. You deserve that same attention. And that's what you get on a clarity call. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you'll take the time to really think about the labels that you're putting on yourself. Do they still fit? You're not who you were, and you don't have to stay there. And I'm here to support you. Love you, mean it, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Well, that's it, friends, for this remix moment. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me, and I hope that you are feeling inspired and ready to take on whatever comes your way. Remember, even small moments can lead to big changes. If this moment made a difference, be sure to subscribe, share with your fellow moms, and leave me a quick review. Seriously, it means the world to me to hear from you. And until next time, I am believing in you, and I will catch you in the next moment.